MMA Boxing Talk here. This is a prediction video for Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Can't wait for this fight. I'm going to go ahead and say that this will be the fight of the night on Saturday. It's a pretty decent card for a Fox card. No complaints from me. The main event is, bantamweight fight to decide the number one contender, Shevchenko and Pena. Check out my prediction video on that. And then obviously this fight here is going to be great. And the one before it, Andre Arlovski versus Francis Ngannou, should be a great one as well. But to get right into it, Cerrone, Masvidal, both guys are great strikers. Of course, Cerrone definitely has, more shot selection when it comes to striking. Masvidal, very, very crisp boxing, and also a pretty solid wrestler, especially his takedown defense is very, very strong. Cerrone, is definitely the more well-rounded fighter. There's no doubt about it. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. Cerrone's got 16 submissions out of his 32 wins. So, Cerrone's got a 50% submission ratio. Cowboy also has, 8 wins by KO and 8 wins by decision and 16 by submission. Masvidal has 12 KOs, 2 submissions, and 17 decisions. Both guys very good records, and Masvidal is definitely, despite him not being as well rounded as Cerrone, he's still a very, very good martial artist. Like I said, crisp boxing, very, very technical with his hands. A lot of power, definitely a lot of power and speed Masvidal has. He can win a decision, but he's kind of gotten lately. He's been labeled, a guy that takes his foot off the gas during his fights. He might win 1 or 2 rounds and then he coasts. And he's done that more than once. So that's definitely why a lot of people might be hesitant to say pick Masvidal in this fight. But I do think that Masvidal is taking this fight very seriously. I think it's been a while since he's fought a guy at the level of Donald Cerrone. Cerrone might be the most talented fighter Masvidal's ever faced, and Masvidal's faced some pretty good fighters. But I think he's going to take this fight serious. I think he's learned from his past mistakes, that you can't take your foot off the gas. So I don't see, that happening if Masvidal, comes out strong. I don't see him coasting in this fight. He better not against a guy like Cerrone, But definitely Masvidal has the better hands for sure. A little bit quicker as well. Cerrone has much better kicks, though. His kicks are tremendous. Masvidal has decent kicks, but they're more telegraphed, and they are powerful, but more telegraphed. Cerrone just throws those kicks without any telegraphing it. And Cerrone definitely his easiest path. He can strike with Masvidal. There's no doubt about it. But his easiest path to victory is definitely by submission. Cerrone, if he can get this fight to the ground, and if he can take down Masvidal, multiple times in this fight, he's gonna have a very good chance of winning and submitting Masvidal. But like I said, Masvidal very strong wrestling defense. His takedown defense is great, so that should be interesting. You never know what can happen though. Cerrone, for him to get a takedown, unless he gets Masvidal hurt, he's going to have to mix up his wrestling with his striking, really blend them together, and time a great takedown to get Masvidal to the ground. Because I think Masvidal has like an 80% takedown defense. So I see this being a stand-up fight, to be quite honest. It's a great fight. I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, I think it'll be the fight of the night. It's like I said, Cerrone's definitely the more well-rounded fighter. He's got more tools. He doesn't really have any holes in his game at all. And he is definitely the consensus favorite. But I do have to go with my gut, and my gut's telling me that Jorge Masvidal is going to pull this win off. It's not going to be easy, you know. Donald Cerrone is a game opponent. Um, but I do see, you know, Masvidal putting on the pressure. Cerrone doesn't like when he's pressured. Let's be honest here. But I do think he's got the skills to keep Masvidal honest as well in this fight. Um, but for some reason, I have a feeling. Like I said, my gut feeling says Masvidal is going to pull off a win. I think it'll be a decision, which is, you know, seems unlikely, but I just have a feeling, you know, he's going to pull it off. Maybe it'll be a stoppage, but I could see him maybe hurting Cerrone a couple times in this fight. And I just, yeah, I mean, it's really tough to pick against Cerrone, and especially the way he's been fighting at 170. I mean, he's been undefeated. He's stopped everyone he's faced. But this is definitely a solid, you know, arguably Masvidal or Matt Brown would be, you know, the two best opponents that Cerrone has been, you know, is going to be up against. I do think Masvidal is definitely more technical, more crisp boxing than Matt Brown. Matt Brown was landing on Cerrone. You know, he had enough success with Cerrone. He dropped him once in that fight as well. So I mean, Cerrone isn't untouchable. He's not, you know, unbeatable, obviously. So I am going with Jorge Masvidal. That's my reasoning behind it. I think Jorge can land some vicious shots to the body. You know, his punches to the body are very, very vicious and accurate. And so I just see him winning this fight. But it's going to be a great fight. I cannot wait to watch it unfold. And of course, you know, I'd say, in my opinion, it's a 50-50 fight because, you know, you can never count Cerrone out. And he'll probably end up winning. But my gut says Jorge Masvidal, and I can't go against my gut, so it is what it is. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.